Mom! Are you all right? Dakota's expression crumbled as she quickly helped her mother up. She was both alarmed and enraged. My teeth! Jane wailed while pressing a hand against her face, feeling the stinging sensation. Her mouth was throbbing after it almost went out of shape from the slap. How dare you hit us? You're dead! Your entire family is damned. Be a man and stay where you are. I'll teach you a lesson. An incensed Dakota started making calls and requesting backup, but Dustin had no time for her as he continued applying first aid to the poor young girl. Thanks to the magical needle, the young girl's condition stabilized soon. At that time, the ambulance arrived at the scene. Your daughter is fine now, but her wound needs bandaging and careful care to heal. Dustin placed the young girl onto the stretcher. Seeing that, the woman in white thanked him profusely before leaving in the ambulance. You enjoy being the hero, don't you? Just wait and see. You'll get flamed. Jane and Dakota fixed their keen eyes on him, looking as though they wouldn't let it slip. Dustin scanned them from head to toe and commented mildly, rather than wasting time on me, you should really get checked at the hospital. From the looks of it, you're suffering from blood stasis. You don't have much internal energy, and your eyes are those of dead fish. I'm afraid your days are numbered. Nonsense! You're the one who's dying. I'm fine. Jane glared at him. He raised a brow, looking amused. Oh, you don't believe me? Have you been feeling dizzy and weak these few days? And do you suffer from nosebleeds now and then? How did you know? Her expression crumbled a little. Indeed, she had been feeling sick, and the symptoms matched his descriptions. However, she went for a checkup at the hospital and found no issues. Hence, she had put it to the back of her mind. It's no cause for concern. Just a terminal illness, he added nonchalantly. Terminal illness? The color drained from Jane's face. She was stunned by the diagnosis. How was a terminal illness not a cause for concern? Mom, don't listen to his nonsense. He's obviously scaring you because he worries we'll get back at him. Dakota suddenly jumped in to assuage her. You take supplements all the time. Why would you fall sick? And no sick person would be full of energy like you. That's right. I do not suffer from any illness. I'm in the pink of health. Jane nodded furiously and jeered, you bastard. I'm warning you, you'd better quit all that nonsense. Judging from the progression, you'll face a life-threatening situation in 3 days. On the first day, you'll lose consciousness, followed by coughing up blood on the second day. You'll be paralyzed on the third day. 3 days later, you will be staring at death, he remarked quietly. It made Jane feel oddly anxious, and her heart skipped a beat. Still, she bit the bullet and bellowed at him, do you think I'm a coward? Tell you what, you can't bluff your way out of this. Believe it or not, it's up to you. Take care. He was uninterested in engaging further with the Nicholsons and left. Hey! Stand there. I didn't tell you to leave. Dakota was frustrated and went up to stop him, but his glare immediately put her in her place. She promptly stopped in her tracks out of consideration for her safety. Knowing that Dustin was a madman. Let him leave. He won't run far. When our backup arrives, we'll double down on him. Jane had a hostile look on her face. During their conversation, they noticed a few black subs stopping by the intersection. The door slid open to reveal Florence and James. The two marched toward Jane and Dakota. Gosh! Jane! Dakota! What happened? Florence, acting humbly, immediately started with pleasantries. Henry Nicholson's family was a branch of the Nicholsons of Glenstead. However, due to Henry's protest against an arranged marriage, he sloped to Swinton with his lover. The two families were not in frequent contact. After the demise of the Glenstead patriarch, Edgar Nicholson, the family in Glenstead sent 2 representatives, Jane and Dakota, to meet with Henry in Swinton, mainly to fulfill Edgar's wish. Edgar's last wish was for Henry, the second son, to return to Glenstead. How dare you ask us? Jane was ashen-faced. We came all the way to this tiny town of yours. Not only did you not host us well, but you also made us go through humiliation. It looks like your family doesn't want to reunite with us at Glenstead. Florence, James, and their companions almost peed themselves after hearing that. They were well aware of the perks of reuniting with the Nicholsons of Glenstead. The move would elevate the status of the Nicholson family of Swinton, and they would never let the opportunity slip. Jane, please calm down. Let us know if you need anything else. I promise I'll take care of it for you. Florence hurriedly put on an apologetic smile. James echoed her with confidence. That's right. We'll take action on that rascal who hits you no matter who he is. What's the use of saying that? He's gone. Dakota pouted crossly. If her grandfather hadn't ordered them to get the task done, she wouldn't have visited a small town like Swinton with her status. It's okay. There's a surveillance camera by the intersection. I will get someone to check on it right away and catch the culprit tomorrow to ensure justice is served. Florence promised. That's more like it. Dakota's features softened, and she added, "Oh, and get the best doctor for me." Dakota, are you hurt? James looked shocked. He stole a few glances at her but did not see any tears on her outfit or any visible wounds. That's nonsense. Didn't you see that I'm bleeding from my elbow? Are you blind? She scoffed while showing everyone the graze on her elbow. When they took a better look at it, they were baffled at what she described as an injury, for that was a wound that only required a band-aid. Why are you standing there? Get the car and send Dakota to the hospital. I'll give you a whopping if you miss the golden hour. Florence was quick to slap James on the back of his head. Jane Angleton and Dakota Nicholson had the final say on whether or not Florence's family could rejoin their Glenstead relatives. Therefore, she would treat the two women with the utmost respect. Okay, James dared not object. Along with a few other relatives, he helped Jane and Dakota into the SUVs like they were royalties. Then, they rushed the two women to the hospital.